Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. And today we'll be discussing some red flags in relationships. This is focused on relationships you intend to, take to the next level, and we'll just consider some things that are glaring red flags just to ensure that we do not spend our time in a relationship that's headed to nowhere. There are some things I don't expect that you would be able to see everything from the start of a relationship. It's impossible. As time passes, you would reveal yourselves to each other. There are some things that you just will not tell from day one. However, there are some things that you should be looking out for, and I've noticed that when you are actually looking out for things, then you can find them. I think for ladies who are seeking long-term relationships or marriage, you don't have all the time to waste. And so when you start speaking seriously with this one person, then you should start looking out for some red flags. So not to waste time, we would get into them. Number one would be divergent values. What are your values? And I'm not talking about culture because, there are certain things in different cultures that would seem to clash, but values are relatively consistent around the world. And so, what are your values? And do they align with your partner's values? What do you hold there? What are your non-negotiables? If honesty is something that is very important to you, for instance, how does the other person rank as far as honesty is concerned? You can't tell me you are honest and still feel comfortable being in a relationship with someone who sees nothing wrong with scamming, for instance, who sees nothing wrong with scamming the system or scamming people, who sees nothing wrong with taking what's not theirs, no matter how that presents itself. So that's an example. What are your values? That is very important because that is something that would last throughout your entire relationship. Every day would be a test of your values. And if you and your partner's values are at loggerheads, then it's going to be a very tumultuous relationship. Now, the second thing is, what type of man is this? As far as focus is concerned, a man who is good enough to be a husband, a man who is good enough to be your long-term partner should be focused, should have set out his life in such a way that he has a purpose he's working towards, a purpose he is focused on, and on that journey, you can join him. You don't want someone who has been in a litany of bad decisions. I'm not saying people can't change. I'm just saying, is it necessary that you would have to walk him through all the bad decisions that he has been in? And by bad decisions, what do I mean? I mean that contrary to popular opinion, that people have their 20s to while away time, I do not share that view. I believe that in your 20s you should be working assiduously towards setting yourself up, and that could mean anything from the time you leave school, let's say 16, 17, 18. You could decide for yourself, what are you doing? Are you going the education route? Are you going to get formal education in a university, for instance? Are you going to pick up a degree in a professional course, and when you are done with that degree, then make your way into the workforce? Or are you going to learn a trade? Are you going to pick up, say, carpentry, plumbing, and after that you could maybe work for someone or work for yourself as a contractor? What is it that you have to do? What is it that you've decided to do for yourself? Because when you take that decision early in life and begin to work towards it, I guarantee you that by the time you're nearing the end of your 20s, you would be in a good spot to be able to start a family. So my question is, this man that you are looking towards to start a family with, what kinds of decisions has he been making? Has he been whiling away his time? Is he someone that cannot hold a job, moving from job to job, from starter job to starter job, or is he someone that has actually been on a program he set up for himself, whether a skill-based program or a formal education-based program? Either way, it's all an improvement of skill. What has he been doing? Because that is very significant, especially not just with determining his earning power, but also with respect to the way he would deal with every other thing in life. He is not easily shaken from his purpose because he has a goal, a long-term goal that he's working towards. He has a path he has put himself on. And that discipline would cascade to every other area of his life. Now, the third thing is disrespect. You do not want someone who disrespects you, who has little or no regard for you. There are many people that have this sexist view that women are literally just one above children. You have to find out what is this man's perspective with respect to a woman's opinions, with respect to a woman's relevance in his life. And it is not for you to change him. It is not for you to explain to him why this is the better view. No, it's for you to clock that T and find a way to get out of that situation. Because do not see yourself as being able to step into his life and change him or make him see reason. No, you are just supposed to see this man for who he is, identify those things that are innate and cannot be changed because of the way he has grown, and ask yourself if you can sit by and accommodate this flaw or if you have to leave. Men hate disrespect. I know women hate disrespect too. No matter how it seems like we value money above all else, the problem is when you have money, then you begin to notice other things that are even more important than the money you've got. So I think you should not settle down for someone who is intent on demeaning or diminishing you. Just as you give respect to him, you are also supposed to get respect in return. 4, financial incompatibility. How do the both of you rate each other financially? Who earns more? And does it matter? Now, that is an important question because there are many people that can't stomach their women earning more than them. And so you have to find out if you're in a relationship with someone like that, with someone who would have a low self-esteem simply because he is not bringing in the bigger paycheck to the table. You have to find out whether that matters and whether it's something you can stick around for, because I guarantee you, putting yourself in a position where you have to always diminish and make yourself lesser than is a very uncomfortable situation. If you earn more than him, you have to be sure that he is comfortable with that. He is comfortable and secure in his own manhood to say, okay, this is what it is, and we have to make do with what we have. It doesn't diminish his position as the leader. It doesn't diminish his ability to direct the application of the funds. But there are some people who would immediately take an issue and feel like they've been boxed into a backseat simply because they are not bringing in the bulk of the money. You have to find out this character early enough to be able to identify if you're staying or if you're leaving. Apart from whether you earn more or not, you have to find out if he actually earns anything at all. In other words, if he can raise a family, if he can start off a family. I would not suggest thinking long term with someone who is still in a starter job unless you are on the same level yourself. But when you are thinking of actually settling down, you need someone who can take up that provider space. You need someone who has already been on a program, is already getting established, maybe not fully established, but there is a plan in the horizon. There is something that you can work with. I do not suggest that you start off a long-term relationship with someone who doesn't earn anything that you can use to plan with. No, I do not suggest that at all. And if he makes us gold diggers, then so be it. But I'm also not saying you go look for the richest person so you can hitch your wagon to their coattails. No. But I'm saying that a man who is to be the head of the household needs to show that he has been preparing himself for that role. And so, in your evaluation as to whether this man makes the cut, this is something important that you should think of. Thank you for watching, and please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, cheers.